couple liberal arts majors turned sailors, trying to DIY our way through boat life. We'll give it our best shot, but here's what we'll try to fix in this episode.
Now that our mast is removed and our boom as well, we need to move this solar panel thing. Our main can catch it, and it's actually happened before. It's kind of scary. So we don't want to accidentally jibe or anything and then catch our solar panel. So Liya and I are going to do that.
So this is like what it's currently set up. It's actually right on top of our Bimini, which the Bimini is not there anymore, but the Bimini frame is here. So we're gonna have to like figure out how to shift these up. The original plan was to move it forward 6 inches, and then when we started measuring it, I said if you pivot it 90 degrees,
like rotate.
if you literally just rotate it, then it's going to be 63 inches wide and then 83 inches long.
Basically more forward.
It's going to be more narrow.
And narrow. Actually, the first thing that we'll have to do, so we're going to black out the panels before we disconnect them. Because you can't disconnect panels under load because the voltage could jump between wires. So we're going to have to get some old blankets out and cover them so we're not getting any power. We're going to try to do as much of this, we want to finish this today, but because we don't want to have stuff laying around everywhere. Yeah, so let's get to it.
Here's the current setup. We've got 2 panels on top of the frame, and then we added white plastic material underneath them, some lights, fish rod holders, and this Ketter track that's used for the cover.
Blacked out the panels with this. It worked better than I thought. We have 0 watts coming through, so I'm just going to disconnect them, and then we can put this fabric away. All right, so now I'll just go ahead and disconnect, and this is actually the scariest part of everything. Connecting wires, I don't mind. Disconnecting them, it's good. I'm going to double check to make sure I use the Victron app, and Victron says we have 0 watts coming through. So yeah, we're good. Here we go. One down.
Tense moment. You've got like planes flying overhead. It's windy.
There's a lot going on up in here.
There's boat races around us.
They're fussy. So now we are all disconnected. So that's everybody. That's everybody. I didn't mean to pick the worst day to do this, but sometimes this just happens. Holy cow, are we rolling?
If you look around at any boats in an anchorage, on Yacht World, really anywhere, if they want to be off-grid, they probably have solar panels. And you'll see some boats that have Biminis and solar panels, some that just have Biminis, and some that just have solar panels. You might even see some flexible panels, which I'm really not a fan of. We decided to go with rigid solar panels and completely remove our Bimini a couple years ago because our Bimini was falling apart and the fabric was just gross. So I decided to build a box of angle iron around which the solar panels would sit. And the reason why I did angle iron is because when you have metal that's at an angle like this, you don't have as much flexibility as you would if it was just a flat piece of metal. So I'm basically building a box, and then I put the solar panels inside the angle iron. And this metal is aluminum, which is good because so are solar panels. So I won't have any issues with galvanic corrosion or anything like that, which can happen when you have dissimilar metals and electrolytes or saltwater air. Later on, you're going to see us build an enclosure, and we're going to use these angle irons as a guide to have canvas falling down. But for now, we're just going to enjoy the full charge that we get with this new setup.
All right, day 3 of this project. This thing's looking really good. It's very solid. It doesn't rattle. I've tightened everything down. I'm using nylon washers between everything just so there's no squeaks. Anything that we do here will actually just be the Bimini itself, which I'm going to reinforce down the road. But as everything, you measure things 100 times. It's 62.5 inches wide. That's the only thing we have to fit in here. So this will be the first one. We're going to work on the back, fit it in, and hopefully it fits.
Yeah, what's the worst case scenario? It doesn't fit, and then we...
Yeah, if it doesn't fit, we'll take it back off and I'll just slide the outer ones out.
Let's do it. I'm a little nervous, but
exciting times.
The wind hasn't picked up yet, so I think it should be easier.
And it's one of those scenarios where everything is so close.
It's so close!
Yeah, literally. So all I gotta do is move out one side, like literally a millimeter. We're just sitting so perfect here. So perfect. It's just a little snug over here. So I think I'm just gonna walk this out baby bit, and that'll fit. But otherwise, what do you think, Liya?
It looks really good.
Round 2 out of 2, okay? There's not gonna be any more after this. Alright, so you're in? That is what it looks like now.
Ta-da!
Yeah, so I have to do some tightening and some final touches, but overall, Liya, what do we think?
I think it looks good. I'm really glad that I had this idea. No, just kidding. No, but it really was. I will take credit for this idea because I started using my noodle and I said, you know, let's think smarter, not hard. Let's work smarter, not harder, and let's just pivot the whole thing. So, and then Armand had this great idea of also reusing the angle irons that we already had. So it really, I think, we achieved our goal of not having the sheets get caught by the panel because it's 10 inches more narrow on each side, which is good. I guess we really won't know until we put the boom back on.
But our traveler's here, and this sheet would come up and catch the end of the solar panel, which used to be out here.
Yeah.
So it's so much further in.
Only one trip to Home Depot.
Yeah, two, because I return stuff. Now I'm just gonna put some fasteners in, get it squared away, and then we'll do our wiring, which is fun. We'll have power again. The project is almost done. This always happens, like you're almost done, you're trying to button it up, but does a project ever end, really? Yeah, I just need to...
when you're done.
Yeah, when you're done. There you go. I just need to clean up these wires here. They look a little janky, but it's been super windy today, so I can't use my little torch, which I use to melt my connectors. 4-day project. Not awful, but a little difficult, very messy. Those out there who know, if you've ever done a project, probably the best feeling in the world is showering and scrubbing yourself after. Yeah, here's what it looks like. I still want to do a nice thread of, or a nice bead of caulking on the top so water doesn't drop in. I'd like to seal this little gap up a little bit, but I'm very happy. I didn't break anything and the charge is going well. Just gotta fix my dangling wires.
I mentioned putting a bead of something between the two solar panels so that there wouldn't be any water that drips through. At the time, I used 5200, but spoiler alert, 6 to 7 months later, this stuff is gonna be everywhere in our boat. I didn't know at the time. I thought 5200 was gonna solidify and really harden nicely and maybe even have a little give as these panels flexed against each other. But soon in the hot Mexican sun, it started to bake off and slowly drip, and we didn't know where it was coming from. It was all over our teak, on our fiberglass, and even on our feet. And unfortunately, I may have ruined one of Liya's favorite bikinis. Oops. Stay tuned for that and whether or not I survived that accident.